Dolby Atmos is going wireless and it might be supported by your next TV. Hi, welcome to Zgadgetreview. Dolby Atmos is going wireless with their new home theater technology called Dolby Atmos FlexConnect. The way this is going to work is Dolby is going to let you use your TV as your connectivity hub. And that is going to use a TV to send the signal wirelessly to speakers. So you'll be able to place your speakers anywhere in the room without having to worry about having to hide cables or move furniture. You'll be able to place as many as that TV will allow you to place. The way this is going to work is that TV is going to use its built-in microphones to measure your room and to give you the best sound possible based on your room and your speaker setup. Now, of course, the advantage of this system is you don't have to worry about getting a soundbar or an AV receiver. So the idea is that the TV will act as your would-be AV receiver. If you're familiar with AV receivers, a lot of them today come with a microphone where you have to place in different places in the room. The microphone listens to a sound signal to the speakers in order to measure the room and to get the placement of your speakers. Then it calibrates the best sound possible based on that information. The TV is going to do the exact same thing. So technically, I guess we could be seeing the AV receivers on their way out. Now, there are some caveats about this and some things that I'm starting to think about when I read this story. So the good thing about it is that this isn't like a Sonos type of thing where you are stuck with, the Sonos ecosystem, for example. This is something that works independently from the TV manufacturer. It works in tandem with the TV manufacturer's hardware and software. It's its own separate thing, kind of like Dolby Vision. Dolby Vision, as you know, is its own separate thing. The TV has to have the supporting hardware in order to support Dolby Vision, but it's not, meshed with the TV manufacturer. So it's going to work the same way. So technically, in theory, your speakers could connect to your TV, any TV that supports Dolby Dolby Atmos FlexConnect. But this is where the caveat comes in. There aren't speakers that are being made to support Dolby Atmos Connect. There is not such a thing, at least right now. That TVs are the ones that are going to have that technology. Technically, they'll be able to connect to any wireless supported speaker because it will be up to the TV manufacturer to decide what speakers they support. So what do you think is going to happen? LG, Sony, TCL, Samsung, they're of course going to make their own speakers and they will most likely make it so their speakers only work with their TVs, starting to create a sound ecosystem using Dolby Atmos FlexConnect. Because talking about money, talking about grabbing customers and keeping them within your paywalls, that's what companies do. And up to this point, there wasn't really a reason to be loyal to a brand unless you like the product that they make and it's been working well for you and all these things. But other than that, technically you can have a LG TV in your living room and like a Samsung on your bedroom and I don't know, and a Sony on your bathroom. But now, technically, if you're going to go into this Dolby Atmos FlexConnect world, then technically Sony could say our FlexConnect is only going to work with Sony speakers. And LG could go and say the same thing, creating this ecosystem of sound that now you're going to be trapped into. And that's to me where the fear comes about this product. As I said earlier, one of the very good things about this Dolby Atmos FlexConnect is that it will allow you to place as many speakers as you want. Of course, the limit is going to come from the TV manufacturer. I'm assuming another thing that they could do is the more high-end the TV, the more speakers you can add, kind of like what an AV receiver does nowadays, right? So let's say if we're going with LG and their OLED lineup, if you go with the G3, maybe you could do like a 9.2 or a 9.1 setup. Versus if you go with a C3, you could do like a 7.2 setup kind of thing, you know, and so on, maybe go down the line. And that's a way that they could get people to buy the more expensive TV in the lineup. Because Dolby Atmos FlexConnect doesn't have a limit on speakers, that the limit is going to be put on the hardware that the TV comes with. Right now, the only TV that's been announced to support this technology is the upcoming TCL from 2024. There's going to be an event on YouTube on August 29th. Hi, Carlos from the future here. So I know you're watching this Dolby Atmos, wireless Dolby Atmos thing. So TCL's event just happened. I know on the video I'm talking about it being supported by TVs because that's what Dolby has announced as part of Dolby's press release. TCL just announced, I think, 3 or 4 TVs. I'm actually doing a video on that right now, so you'll see me again talking about this. They don't really talk about Dolby Atmos FlexConnect in reference to the TVs. They talk about it in reference to their upcoming soundbars. So they announced 2 soundbars. They didn't really go into detail at all. They just kind of went like, we have 2 new soundbars coming out. These are the models. And they're going to be supporting something new from Dolby Atmos. All they talked about was having a partnership with Dolby Atmos and Dolby Labs or Dolby in general. And then they went into the Dolby Atmos FlexConnect, explaining what it is, which is what I'm explaining to you on this video. I don't really know how they're going to support it. It seems that TCL is going to support it via their soundbars with TCL TVs in order to get this working. They haven't really, again, provided a lot of detail on this, and I'm thinking that we're going to hear more about this at CES. Get back to the video. Of course, I'm expecting that all TVs will support this technology once CES rolls around. January 2024, we'll probably have all these TVs touting this amazing new technology that is going to be coming to their TVs. Like I said, it is really cool to have the wireless capability because I personally have an AV receiver, and the most tedious thing about having an AV receiver and trying to set up a home theater system is hiding those cables, right? Where do you put the cables where people aren't going to trip on them, that aren't going to look ugly on the floor or on the walls and all this stuff? That's usually what becomes the biggest issue, unless you want to cut holes on your walls and stuff like that. But that's easy if you own your place. If you're a renter, then it becomes a hassle if you want to do something like that. This, of course, is going to solve that issue for a lot of people. But then my fear is that TV companies are going to create their own paywall ecosystem based on the TVs that they sell and the speakers that are going to work with these TVs. I'm also hoping that the wireless technology works well. There have been reports, like, for example, Sony has wireless speakers that work kind of like this, where people had issues with the wireless connectivity, where they get weird sounds, or the sound doesn't work properly when you have certain objects or certain electronics working around these speakers. So hopefully Dolby has worked this out where you won't have those issues, because otherwise this is going to be dead in the water, or there's going to be a lot of complaints for people. But it's really cool. I personally prefer wired stuff, so I personally will stick with my AV receiver and my wires. I figure out how to hide those versus going with the wireless stuff. I'll probably wait a few years for the wireless stuff to work out the kinks before I jump on that bandwagon. But let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this? Is it something that you will get? Is it something that makes you excited about the possibility of having Atmos in your home? If you're like a renter and you wanted to hang speakers, stuff like that, let me know in the comment section. That is it for me. Go ahead and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Go ahead and hit that bell so you can be alerted every time we have new videos. And thank you very much for watching.